Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to give you tips on how to get the top grades in your Spanish GCSEs, or not really just Spanish, but this could also link to other languages as well. Just language GCSE, but I'm gonna primarily focus on Spanish GCSE since that's what I actually did and it makes sense to talk about that. So when it comes to learning Spanish and getting the top grades in Spanish, it's very important for you guys to know the vocabulary and to be able to translate words. So what I use, which really helped me a lot in my Spanish GCSE journey, is that I used Quizlet. Quizlet was so great. It was so beneficial and it was so great for me because with Quizlet I could basically create a list of all the vocabulary that you need to know for GCSE Spanish. I remember on Quizlet there are other people that actually made like sets of flashcards on Quizlet of all the GCSE Spanish topics and vocabulary that you need to learn for your exam board. I do remember that your exam board should actually give you a list of vocabulary that you should know for GCSE. So to make sure you learn the vocabulary that you need to know for GCSE Spanish. When it comes to improving your listening skills, I feel like the best way for you to improve your listening skills is to watch like movies or series in Spanish, or watch some YouTubers. If you love YouTube a lot and you know that you watch a lot of YouTube videos, then why don't you watch YouTube videos from Spanish creators, from Spanish YouTubers? Basically people who speak Spanish. This doesn't necessarily have to be people from Spain. It can be people from Mexico, Latin America, Colombia, Peru, Argentina, etc. It will actually help your listening skills, and it will also help your speaking skills because you'll be hearing their pronunciation, and also from watching them you can take notes and see how do you say this word in Spanish, so and so. Another thing that I'd like to say is that I feel like it's better for you to sort of focus on one accent when it comes to Spanish. What I mean by that is, you know how like in Spain, the way they pronounce some things is different to how Colombian people will pronounce some words. You know, the Z is like a f sound, but in other countries they may say like Ibiza, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's going to be better for you to focus on one sort of accent rather than to, you know, switch from like Spain Spanish accent to like Colombian Spanish accent sort of thing. So it's better for you to stick to one. So when you are watching YouTubers and you are watching YouTubers who are speaking Spanish, it's just better to focus on YouTubers who may be from like Colombia, who speak that sort of accent. So when it comes to the reading bit, the reading and the writing for Spanish, the best thing that I can tell you to do is to use Quizlet. As I said, Quizlet is very good because you can learn different sort of vocabulary, and you can also make like flashcards for like tenses. General, always say in my videos, I'm sure if you watch most of my videos, I do talk about GCSEs and how to get the top grades in your GCSEs. I always say this, and that is to practice. Honestly guys, you just have to practice. You have to do sort of exam style questions, do papers of Spanish GCSEs. Try and have an idea of what the paper for Spanish GCSE is like. Understand, okay, the layout, the format, and it can actually help you with your exam because then you'll be very familiar how the structure of the exam paper is. I remember when I was like practicing, I realized that I spent a lot of time on the front bit of the section of the paper that I didn't have enough time on the back, which was really, for me, was a harder bit. So when I got to my GCSEs, when I did my exam, I first did the back bit first, where you had to like do lots of translations before I went to the sort of more comfortable bits. Also help you improve, especially when it comes to listening, writing, speaking and reading. Another tip that I want to give you is when you're in lesson, participate. Your teacher asks like the whole class, oh, what does this word mean, don't be scared to get it wrong, because at least you are putting yourself out there and you are learning. When it comes to learning and when it comes to school, I really do encourage you guys to be more active in your lessons, because that can actually make a significant improvement. Podcasts are actually really good. They're actually really good for your listening and your speaking. One podcast that I actually did used to listen to was Duolingo. I remember listening to the Spanish Duolingo podcast, and I found their podcast interesting because every podcast episode to me quite interesting, and I really enjoyed listening to them. If you know someone, or if you have a pen pal who is Spanish, who speaks Spanish, doesn't necessarily have to be Spanish, then please use that to your own advantage. Being able to speak to someone in Spanish and have conversations with someone with Spanish is going to improve your speaking and your listening skills by like a mile. It's going to improve it a lot. Another thing that you can do to improve your Spanish reading abilities and your vocabulary is to just read some Spanish book, or read books that are in Spanish. So, you know, if you like Harry Potter, then why don't you just get a Harry Potter book but in Spanish, for an example. Another thing that I'd like to say to you guys is to not just focus on the complex stuff. Don't just focus on learning ambitious vocabulary, doing those sort of grade 9 levels or grade 8 levels of vocabulary, like learning so many big words. Don't just focus on that. Also focus on learning, you know, the simpler stuff, the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 sort of words and vocabulary. You only just learn those sort of grade 9, grade 8 level of vocabulary, then you may forget how to use the sort of easier and the simpler stuff. So always practice the easy stuff. Even if you feel like, oh, I already know that, still practice it. Still practice the things that you feel like you already know. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. And let me know what sort of videos you would like to see from me. And I will see you next week. So bye guys.